There are 5 quiet signs that you have finally made peace with your past, and the first arrives on an ordinary morning when a name that once tightened your chest drifts through your mind, and nothing happens. Before we go any further, if these calm words reach you, take a moment and subscribe to the channel. That way, more tired hearts can find a little peace, and I ask for nothing more. So let me stay with that morning. You wake. The light is soft through the window. The kettle has not even boiled yet, and there it is. The name. A person, a season of your life, an old ache. For years, that name arrived like a stone dropped into still water. Not today. Today it drifts by, light as a single leaf on the surface of a quiet lake. You notice it, you feel the shape of it, and then it floats on, and you let it. These are the 5 quiet signs you have finally made peace with your past. They do not knock, they do not announce themselves. They arrive so gently that most people miss them entirely and go on believing they are still broken when they have quietly begun to heal. So today, I want to help you recognize them, one by one, softly. And perhaps you already know the feeling I mean. Perhaps you have caught yourself in a still moment, wondering whether the old wound has truly loosened its grip, or whether you have only grown skilled at looking away from it. That is an honest question. Sit with it. We will find the answer together. Here is the first sign. You stop rehearsing old arguments. There was a time you carried a whole trial inside you. In the shower, the words came. In the car, alone at a red light, you were still speaking to someone who was not there. At night, when the house was dark, you sharpened sentences you would never say out loud. The perfect reply, the line that would finally make them understand. You won that argument 1,000 times, and every time you woke up tired, perhaps you know this feeling, the argument you still win in your head, long after the other person has forgotten it ever happened. They moved on years ago, and there you were, still standing in the courtroom, still making your case to an empty room. Then one day, something changes. The courtroom in your mind goes silent. You reach for the old argument out of habit, and it is simply not there. No verdict to demand, no case left to plead. You no longer need to win a fight that ended long ago, and in that silence, you feel something you had almost forgotten. Rest. An old teaching offers this picture, and I offer it to you the same way. Think of a river that has stopped fighting the stone and simply flows around it. The stone does not move. The stone is still exactly where it always was, but the water no longer breaks itself against it, roaring and foaming and going nowhere. It softens, it bends, it finds the easier path, and keeps flowing toward the sea. Take this as an old teaching, not a law. Keep what serves you and leave the rest. But notice, the mind falling quiet is only the beginning, because the silencing of the argument is not the hardest test. There is a deeper one waiting. The words in your head can go still, and still your body can flinch. So the real question is this: what happens on the day you hear that name? Not in your thoughts, but spoken aloud, out in the world, and your voice does not shake. You hear that name spoken aloud, in a story someone tells, from a stranger in passing, and you wait for the old flinch, the tightening in your chest. It does not come. This is the second sign, the deeper one. A name from long ago no longer stings. You remember? You feel only a soft, distant warmth, or nothing at all, light as a leaf resting on water. There is an old teaching I have carried for many years. It says a wound is healed not when you forget it, but when touching it no longer makes you flinch. Think about that. Healing is not the erasing of the scar stays, you can run your finger over it, but it no longer jumps under your touch. And here is how you know. You can speak of what happened out loud, to a friend at a table, hands relaxed, and your voice does not shake. You tell the story plainly, the way you would describe an old road you once walked. It was hard, it was real, and you are still here, telling it. That steadiness in your voice, that is the wound healed. Let me ask you gently, which of these signs touches you most today? Tell me in the comments. Sometimes naming it out loud is its own small healing, and if these quiet thoughts do you good, take a moment and subscribe. That way, more tired hearts find this little bench to rest on. Nothing more is needed. Now, let us go on. The third sign is a strange and tender one. You begin to feel gratitude for the hard lessons, not for the pain itself, never for the pain itself. No one should be asked to thank the thing that hurt them. But somewhere in the years that followed, something grew. A patience, a quiet strength you did not have before, and one day you notice it and you feel something close to thanks. Not for the storm, but for the tree it made of you. Picture an old tree at the edge of a garden. Its trunk is bent, its bark is scarred where the wind once tore at it, and now, in the heat of the day, that same tree throws a wide, cool shade across the path. The tree that survived the storm now gives shade to others. Children sit under it. Old friends rest there. The very branches the storm tried to break are the ones that shelter someone now. So look back, not at what was taken from you. You have counted that loss enough times. Look back instead at what was quietly given. The courage you found when you had no choice. The softness you learned toward other people who were suffering. The way you can now sit with someone in their worst hour and not look away because you have been there. That was not there before. The hard years place it in your hands, and this is a gentler place to stand. Warmer, braver. From here, you can hold your whole life, the bright days and the dark ones, and call all of it yours. Take what serves you and leave the rest. That is enough. But I must be honest with you. Even gratitude, as good as it is, does not finish the work. Because there is still one door standing open. You have walked past it 1,000 times without seeing it, and somewhere inside you, quietly, you are still waiting beside it. For years you have held that one door open. You left it ajar on purpose, waiting for someone to walk back through it, to say the words, to set things right, to finally understand what they did. A soft light on the other side, and you, watching it, year after year, waiting for the apology that would make it all make sense. And the fourth sign, the one that changes everything, is the day you finally close it. Softly, not in anger. For years you have held one door open, waiting for someone to walk back through it and set things right. And the fourth sign is the day you finally close it. Softly, not in anger. Think about how tired that waiting made you. You kept your hand on the latch. You looked up every time the wind moved it. You told yourself that once they said the words, once they finally understood, then you could rest. So you waited. A year, 10 years, a whole season of your life spent standing beside a door that never opened. And then, one quiet day, you no longer wait for an apology. You close the door, not to punish them, not to prove a point. You close it the way you would close a window against the evening cold. Gently and for your own peace. The debt they owed you, you stop counting it, you let it go unpaid because you finally see it was never going to be paid and your calm was never theirs to hand back to you. Their apology is no longer the key to your calm. You were carrying that key yourself the whole time. And here we arrive at the last sign, the fifth. The deepest one, the one that quietly gathers all the others into itself. It is simply this: you can be present, fully here, in this room, with this cup of tea warm in your hands, with this one breath going in and out. The past no longer walks in behind you and sits down at your table. It does not lean over your shoulder while you eat or whisper in your ear while you try to sleep. When your mind is not busy defending what already happened or bracing for what might come, something opens. The moment itself opens, like a window swinging wide to a garden in the morning light. And do you remember the name? The one from the very beginning. The one that used to tighten your chest before you were even fully awake. Now it drifts through your mind and nothing happens. It passes like a single leaf on the surface of the water, turning slowly, slipping downstream, out of sight. You watch it go. You do not reach for it. You let it go and you stay. You stay right here, where your life is actually happening. This is what the peace looks like when it finally arrives. You laugh at something small and you mean it. The laugh reaches all the way down. You sit to rest and you truly rest, instead of resting your body while your mind refights old battles. You taste your food, you hear the birds, you feel the sun on your hands, and you are not somewhere else. And here is the gentle truth about this peace. It did not arrive with trumpets. It was not a fireworks display, but a lamp that was slowly lit while you were not watching. You did not feel the exact moment the room grew brighter. You only notice one ordinary evening that you were no longer sitting in the dark. Little by little, breath by breath, forgiveness by forgiveness, the flame grew. And now it gives off a steady, warm light you can read by and rest by and welcome others into. So let me say this to you gently as we sit here together. If you found even one of these signs in yourself today, honor it. Do not brush it aside. Do not tell yourself it is small or that you still have so far to go. One sign is enough to show you the truth that something in you has been healing all along, quietly, patiently, even on the days you felt nothing was changing. The river was already flowing around the stone, the lamp was already lit. Take these words as an old teaching, not a law. I offer them, and you may hold them however you wish. Keep what serves you and leave the rest. That has always been enough. And whichever of these five you carry away with you today, the silent courtroom, the name that no longer stings, the gratitude, the closed door, or the simple gift of being here, let a little more peace and a little more dignity settle into your days. You are already closer to that peace than you know.